Hi, this is Brian J. and Mike Farley with the Cleveland Area Mountain Bike Association. Over the years, CAMBA has talked to many people who don't know what mountain biking is or what a mountain bike trail is. So we decided to make this video to show you what it's like to ride a bike on a trail right here in Northeast Ohio. This trail at the Ohio and Erie Canal Reservation of the Cleveland Metro Parks opened in September of 2007. It's very short at only 1 3/4 miles, but even though it's short, it's very fun to ride, especially for riders with some experience. It is considered an intermediate level trail. The trail is not overly technical, meaning that obstacles have been kept to a minimum, but there are some tricky turns on some steep side slopes. This trail was constructed as a cross-country mountain bike trail. To put that in perspective, think about skiing. In skiing you have downhill skiing, cross-country skiing, ski jumping, and several other disciplines. In mountain biking, you have cross-country mountain biking, downhill mountain biking, jumping, and a few others. Cross-country mountain biking is primarily what CAMBA is about and is the only type of trail that we build. This trail was built entirely by CAMBA volunteers with over 2,500 volunteer hours. The site assigned for this trail used to be a landfill, so there were a few hidden challenges that came up as the trail was benched into the hillside. Bricks, concrete, rusty metal, plastic sheeting, and broken glass all had to be removed. Some of the bricks and concrete renewed their useful life as they found their way back into construction of parts of the trail. As with all trails built by CAMBA, this trail was designed and built according to the standards set by the International Mountain Bike Association. In addition to building the trail, CAMBA also maintains the trail. Unlike many hiking and equestrian trails, Cleveland Metro Parks performs no trail maintenance here. Because this trail was built to modern trail building standards, it actually requires almost no maintenance. The maintenance that is done is mostly limited to clearing fallen trees and cutting back brush from the edge of the trails. Some people have concerns about the impact that bikes have on trails, but scientific studies show that bikes have about the same impact as hikers and significantly less impact than horses or motorized users. You can see just by watching the video that the trail has remained narrow and smooth, an important indicator of the quality of CAMBA's design and construction. Since the trail opened, we found that this is one of the most sustainable trails in Ohio. That means it withstands the weather and the trail users with minimal maintenance. In fact, the last time any maintenance was done on this trail was over a year ago. In the past 3 days, this area has seen about 1 1/4 inches of rain with high temperatures in the 50s. This is the perfect weather to expose poor trail design because 1 1/4 inches of rain typically doesn't dry very fast in 50-degree weather. On our first lap, we were mainly surveying the trail to see what condition it was in after all the rain. Seeing that it was in fine shape, we picked up the pace a bit on our second lap. The design of this trail makes it fun to ride and easy to maintain, but in a more subtle way, it keeps speeds reasonable and provides good sight lines so that bikers and hikers share it with little chance of interference. For the mountain bikers, the result is good flow. A trail that flows is a trail that follows the contours of the land without abrupt turns and overly steep climbs or descents. They allow a hiker, a trail runner, or a mountain biker to maintain a rhythm over a distance without making dramatic changes in speed or direction. For all users, flow is the key factor that makes a trail fun and enjoyable. The trail itself is largely unobtrusive in its natural setting. That is to say, if you weren't actually on it, you probably wouldn't know it was there. These aspects make for a good trail from the rider's standpoint, from a trail maintenance standpoint, and from the land manager's standpoint. Despite the urban surroundings, parts of the trail can make you forget that you are only minutes from downtown Cleveland. Without this trail, there would be very little access to this area. It is currently enjoyed by serious racers looking for a quick outing after work, as well as local youngsters on BMX bikes, hikers, dog walkers, and trail runners.